2, on 3.
Podcast doesn't exist. Episode 42.
Yup.
Jackie Robinson episode, everybody. Respect, dude. Jack, what do you know about Jackie Robinson?
He was the first black baseball player in the major leagues. He played for. Hold on, I'll get there. Actually, I do know. He played for the Pirates.
Yep.
Number 42.
Number 42 on the Pirates.
Stole a lot of bases.
Stole bases, hit home runs, World Series, Pittsburgh Pirates. So yeah, respect for episode 42. We got a lot of stuff going on and more contemporary baseball players. There's a lot of them around. None of them wear 42 because that's the thing.
Why do you lie to me, bro? He played for the Brooklyn Dodgers.
Bro, that's right. That's
God
right.
Damn
the
it.
Brooklyn Dodgers. Yeah,
You
that's
just
right.
let me be wrong though, and it's not cool.
That's right. I'm sorry. I got those teams. You can mix those teams up because Pirates, Dodgers, same colors, same.
Are you impressed that I knew it was Brooklyn?
I think
I actually am
Mitchell
impressed.
told you.
No, I'm actually impressed you knew it was
No,
Brooklyn.
I've seen the movie.
Brooklyn.
And you still said Pirates.
Hello.
Yeah,
Brooklyn.
I was panicking. I don't know.
All right, Brooklyn. Cardi B. Jay-Z. Jackie Robinson. Bernie Sanders. That's the Brooklyn Four.
Damn.
All right, but more pressing issues is the MLB weekend was electric. We had, let me give a sneak preview for the people listening. The Brewers. Streak snapped, but the Brewers are still here. The Padres, what happened? The Dodgers, we're back. The Yankees, all right, looking good. The Mets, doing pretty good. Phillies, what's going on? And then we got Manfred making quotes about the future of the league, and everything could be changing any moment now. But first and foremost, the Milwaukee Brewers. What state is Milwaukee in, Mitchell? No, Mitchell knows. I'm asking Jack.
Minnesota.
Do you not know where Milwaukee is?
No, of course I know where Milwaukee is, bro. What do you think? I'm a fucking idiot?
I'm sorry. Some people don't. I knew you would have known that. I'm sorry. I shouldn't ask that question. But I remember Aiden, my editor, didn't know what state Milwaukee was in because he is a fucking idiot. Anyway, the Milwaukee Brewers. I mean, you don't expect a great team out of Milwaukee because they're a little bit small market, right? And we know we have this East Coast bias because, we're over here on the East Coast, Washington, D.C., fucking just East Coast bias and shit. But we can't forget about Milwaukee. You think about Milwaukee, you think Green Bay Packers. You don't necessarily think about baseball all the time because Milwaukee Brewers, I mean, come on, what have they been doing the past 20 years? Consistently good, but not great, right, Mitch?
Right.
But right now, how are they playing?
Like the best team in baseball.
Best team in baseball history. I mean, since what and where? I mean, let's talk about this. The Brewers, it really started in May. All right. So on May 17th, the Brewers had a 9.3% chance to make the playoffs. On May 25th, they were 21-25, 4 games below 500. That would be below the mid-doza line, not looking too good. All right. Didn't have a lot of hope. All right. 4th place, 6 games behind the Cubs. Today, as we stand, the Milwaukee Brew Crew, 100% chance to make the playoffs. Are they the first team to get there?
They are the first team to have 100% playoff odds.
So they have clinched a playoff spot.
Sort of.
Sort of. According to the stat dorks, they have a 100% chance to make the playoffs. Now, will they make the playoffs, Mitchell?
Yes.
That's coming from a stat dork himself. Thank you very much. Give it up for the Milwaukee Brewers. So they were fucking 6 games, sorry for cursing, but 6 games back of the Cubs on May 25th.
21st. 17th. May 17th.
May 17th. And now what are they? 8 games up on the Cubs. And that's got to be the number 1 divisional lead. Am I right? Am I right?
You are right.
8 games for the Milwaukee Brewers.
Actually, second biggest.
Who's got the number 1?
Tigers, they have an 8.5 game lead now.
Because of our Braves.
Because of the Braves.
We back. I forgot to mention the Braves in the intro. Totally back in contention. Anyway, so the Milwaukee Brewers, this run since May, where they've just gone, what is the record since May 25th? I'm sorry, 53-17. Do I have to say it or should I say it again? That's the best record in baseball. But really, the hot streak that we're talking about right now, the contemporary Brewers hot streak, that's the word of the episode, contemporary. 29-5 since July 6th. 29-5. So you're like, all right, we got 34 games left to play. How about we just lose 5 of them? They won 29 of their next 34 games. When was the last time that happened?
I have no clue.
I know, like, I'm just asking impossible questions. Find out this in 20 seconds. When was the last time a team went 29-5 over a 34-game stretch? That's first in runs during that stretch. So they've had the best offense in baseball by runs, second in average, second in on-base percentage, second in OPS, third in slugging. So the only team that's really competing with them offensively during this stretch is the Blue Jays up in Canada, who have also been bopping. But, dude, best offense in baseball since July 6th. Pitching-wise, best ERA in baseball since July 6th. This is a little fun fact I found. The Chicago Cubs starters have the number 1 starting ERA since July 6th. So since July 6th, the Cubs, as a starting pitching staff, has a 2.87 ERA. That's the best in the league. That's since the Brewers went on this win streak, though. So even though they have the best starting pitching staff in the league with a 2.87 ERA, they went from 4 games up to 8 games back while having the best starting pitching staff in the league.
It's truly mind-blowing.
It is mind-blowing, man. And they haven't played that bad, the Cubs. I mean, their offense has gone a little awry. Let's call a spade a spade. PCA, fraud accusations. Kyle Tucker's getting booed now in Chicago. But the starting pitching staff has been good enough, and they've been 17-17 since July 6th. And they have lost 12 games on the Brewers by playing mid-doza line. That doesn't happen every day. And, you know, I mean, who's the biggest star in the Brewers, Mitch? What do you think?
Christian Yelich?
He's got it.
Maybe?
Yeah. I mean, why are you shaking your head?
We all know who the biggest star on the Brewers is.
Tell me.
Well, I'll tell you, he's as tall as the day is long.
Right out the egg. Oh, he's gooey with it, huh? Mizorowski. I agree. I have to say Mizorowski right now is a bigger star than Yelich. I mean, Mizorowski, he's got the power, he's got the length, he's got the speed. But since July 6th, where this conversation starts, he's got a 4.80 ERA. So they've really done this without Mizorowski. Now, ever since Mizorowski got called up, what day did Mizorowski get called up? Because you know the record's been insane since Mizorowski got called up, but the record's been insane since fucking May 25th or whatever.
He debuted on June 12th.
So there you go. I mean, maybe there's some correlation, but you can't really give him the credit if he's got a 4.80 ERA since July 6th when all that winning started to happen. Now, granted, Mizorowski, now this is even another feather in the Brewers' cap because everyone's looking at the Brewers. They're on this insane win streak, but what is everyone saying? All right, but come to playoffs, they don't have the power. They don't have the fucking offense. They don't have the depth. They don't have the star power. They're just little Milwaukee team. They're going to get run over with the big boys. When they play the Phillies, they're getting rocked. When they play the Mets, they're getting rocked just like last year. If they play the Dodgers, oh yeah, right. Milwaukee, they got no chance against the Dodgers. San Diego, they got no chance. But here's the thing. Mizorowski, with a 4.8 ERA during that span, he has a FIP of 1.72. You could argue, Mizorowski, we haven't seen nothing yet. If that guy emerges, 1.72 FIP, I'm sorry. If he pitches closer to a 2.0 ERA, this could be a team that can make a run in the playoffs.
And keep in mind, the Brewers swept the season series against the Dodgers too. So they're beating bad teams by a lot, but they're also beating good teams.
Mm-hmm. Well, the concern with the Brewers is that they don't really have the name brand star power. It's a lot of guys being really hot or relatively hot at once. Not one big star player who has been going nuclear who you can count on in the playoffs to still go nuclear. It's a lot of guys who are playing extremely well, but you're not really confident they're going to keep playing well because they don't necessarily have the track record. I mean, since July 6th, their most productive starter ranks 25th in MLB. That's Freddie Peralta. So they have one starter in the top 25 based on WAR. During the streak where they've gone, what was it again?
29-5.
They went 29-5, and their best starter ranks 25th. The fuck is that, dude? And on this season as a whole, they have no players in the top 30 in WAR. Not one player in the top 30. What are you pointing at?
Will you move your water bottle?
Yes, sir. Sorry about that.
Thank you.
Not one player in the top 30 in WAR. Okay? And they have the second best offense in baseball by runs. Make sense. How does that make sense?
It doesn't make sense. I was looking at their streak, and basically their best hitter is a 150 WRC plus player, like a 50% better than league average. Really good hitter, but like during a hot streak, nothing what you would expect. Like Aaron Judge is a 200 and whatever WRC plus hitter. But their worst hitter is a league average hitter. Their worst qualified hitter. They have 8 qualified hitters in the span. And he has an exactly 100 WRC plus.
So it's like they have a low floor, high floor,
High floor.
if you look at it that way, but low ceiling. You could argue.
Middling ceiling.
Mm-hmm. And then they have one pitcher in the top 30 in WAR this year. That's Freddie Peralta. I already said that. Well, he's 23rd on the season. So one pitcher in the top 30, that's a starting pitcher, and then one reliever in the top 30 of relievers. So no star players.
Basically, all of their players right now are good, like above average. But none of their players are great. And that just ends up turning into wins.
But they do the little things?
They do the little things.
Their most productive starter ranks 25th in MLB, and that's during the streak. Woodruff is 27th. Their most productive hitter is 14th. That's since July 6th. You know who that is?
Isaac Collins?
No, Andrew Vaughn, bro.
Oh, duh.
Andrew Vaughn, who's turned his fucking life around since getting to Milwaukee. If there's any accusations of cheating, you could point to Andrew Vaughn and say, that is suspicious.
When he got traded to the Brewers from the White Sox, he was the worst player in baseball by WAR. Since he got traded and since he got called up, he's been the 16th best player in baseball. And he has like 30 fewer plate appearances than everybody else.
Andrew motherfucking Vaughn turned it around, man. How old is Andrew Vaughn? I mean, that guy's just been stuck on the White Sox.
He looks like he's 40.
I mean,
but he's only 27.
Yeah, you spend 5 years in the White Sox. That'll do it to you. I'm surprised the guy even survived. I'll never forget going to the White Sox Dodgers spring training game and them having the Andrew Vaughn jerseys on the wall. Like, you got to buy this one. That was like their top player. And then he went on to have what, a negative 1.7 WAR, something crazy.
This year with the White Sox, he had a negative 1.3 WAR.
I mean, that is insanely bad. Like, it's hard to be that bad at baseball.
It's hard to conceptualize how you can be that bad. And he got sent to the minors in May too. So like when he got traded in June, he had been in the minors for weeks, and he was still the worst player in baseball.
I could do it. I could do it easy.
You think you could do better than a negative 1.5?
I could be that bad at baseball, and I could make it look easy.
Yeah, maybe. Well, you got a good knuckler. Let's see that thing one time. Oh, that's a strike.
There was a little bit of spin on that one, just a tiny fraction of a spin, but we're getting there.
Hey,
I saw that framing, Joey. I think you need to move from catcher or shortstop to catcher.
listen, only the worst player, that's an insult. The worst players on the team play catcher in softball, and you know that, motherfucker. That was a sneak diss, and I'm not going to take that shit from you.
Speaking of, dude, saw some crazy ump calls this past week from male umpires. Just saying, just putting that out there.
I haven't checked in. Is that woman still umpiring, or did she?
It was like a one
He did a
game.
great job.
That's what I saw. And then I talked to Unk, and he was saying, like, nah, she's up. And I was like, I'm pretty sure she's going back down. And it was like a one weekend thing that she was like a replacement ump.
Yeah, she's back in AAA.
Okay.
It was like a temporary call up, when you're she was like the 27th man in a doubleheader.
Got it.
She does belong there, though. That's Mommy Jen. Mommy ump.
How would your mother feel about that? That you have a new mom?
No, I have a mommy. My mom is like Sarah to me.
Okay.
This is
You call your mother by her first name?
yeah, sometimes.
White people, bro. Anyway, so yeah, then you got William Contreras 15th and Isaac Collins 17th, but that's been their 3 best hitters during this stretch is a freaking Andrew Vaughn, a William Contreras, which makes sense. William Contreras is a good hitter, and an Isaac Collins. That's your top 3. That's who you're running up there in the playoffs. 1, 2, 3. Andrew Vaughn, Isaac Collins, William Contreras.
And they're going to go 3 for 3 off of you and score 3 runs.
We'll see. We'll see. But they had this series this weekend. They had a came in with a 12-game win streak, faced the who did they face? Why am I blanking on who they
The
faced?
Cincinnati Reds.
The Cincinnati Reds, who were also playing good. The Cincinnati Reds, who were a half game back of a playoff spot going into the series, and we slept on the Reds. But the Reds have been a team. If you look at their starting pitching staff for over the past months or so, they've been top dogs. So do not sleep on the Reds and Mr. Jerry Francona over there with the fucked up gums and chewing bubbles. Like, that's a leader of men. Like, you know, I can see that ragtag group of Reds going to the top. Not against the Brewers, because the Brewers beat them 2 out of 3. The first game was batshit crazy. So the first game, Mizorowski starting this game, coming off the IL. They're playing the Reds on a 12-game win streak. They have Mizorowski on the mound. They were actually on the sports books underdogs in this game, or about even odds, which fucking put up my spider senses. Like, what's going on? They must know something we don't know, because on paper, obviously, the Brewers should be way favored against the Reds if Mizorowski's pitching. He gives up what was his line in this game?
He gave up 5 runs in 1.1 innings.
So he only pitched an inning and a third. Was there any concerns with velocity, or was he wild? What was the problem?
He did have 3 walks, so
3
that
walks.
would point to wildness.
He was wild.
This was his first start back from the IL.
Yeah.
So.
And honestly, it wasn't even a real IL stint, because what did he go on the IL with? Like a ankle
He got hit in
contusion?
the shin or something.
He got hit in the shin, and they put him on the IL for it. And this is the second time he's been hit in the shin. The guy keeps getting battered by balls.
And he has a stick. When you hit his shin, you're hitting a stick.
Yeah, you could break the stick. You don't want to break the miss stick.
Fucking
The mystic.
Mitch took a softball to the shin and his ankle blew up.
I'm seeing that you have a. What happened to your shin?
I was pitching in softball. I got hit by a comebacker. And then, like 3 days later, my ankle started swelling and bruising.
So if there's any doctors in the chat,
That doesn't make sense.
yeah, we're confused.
Now I looked down and I was like, what is going on?
It's a tough game, man. Not everyone's built out for the softball schedule.
Yeah, not everyone's made for pitching either. I'm now having second thoughts.
Oh, pitching's the worst position in softball. Dude, if you pitch in softball, that sucks.
I didn't want to pitch. No one else
you're just
knew how
lobbing
to.
it. You're just lobbing it up to like grown men who are just fucking smacking that bitch right at you, and you're standing 40 feet away from them, and just like, hope this doesn't come at me hard as shit. You know, did you have a helmet on?
No.
Well, yeah, I know you're probably playing in a co-ed league, a bunch of freaking losers. Not losers, but maybe not as powerful as.
No, I'm not. I'm playing in a wood bat league too, so.
Oh, you couldn't catch that comebacker?
No.
We got to work on your reflexes. Oh, fuck. All right, that's test number
I
one.
want to say that Mitch caught that.
Throw me another one. Fastball. Oh. All right, we'll work on that.
Man, now I don't have my ball. I play with the balls. That's what I do.
This episode's all over the place. I don't even remember what we're talking about. Mizorowski, the Mystic. So the Mystic comes out, gets shelled after a phantom IL appearance. And then what happens after that? Down 8-1 in the 5th inning.
Down 8-1 after 2 innings. Then the Brewers just chip away. Andrew Vaughn hits another homer, hits a 3-run bomb. Christian Yelich hits 2 homers in this game. Did you know he has 3 career cycles and all of them have come against the Reds?
Yeah, I know.
And he was going for his 4th cycle against the Reds, and when he came up to bat in his last at bat, he had a homer instead of tripling.
Oh, it's better than a cycle.
Better than a cycle.
Hey, got him the dub.
And the Brewers won 10-8.
So
They did not allow a base runner after the 2nd inning.
Dude. Perfect Gizzy? God damn, Reds, you fell asleep on the Brew Crew. You can't fall asleep on this team. All they do is win, win, win no matter what, bitch. And in game 2, down 2-1 in the 9th inning, guess what happens?
Error.
And they win the game.
And they win the game.
So a fucking last-second win for the Brew Crew in game 2. So that makes their win streak 14 games. Biggest win streak of the year, by the way. They go into game 3, and they fucking lose it, but barely. I mean, this is another game where it was like they were out. They hit a home run in the top of the 9th to tie it, send it in the extras.
To take the lead.
Oh, they took the lead, and then they blew it in the 9th.
And they blew it.
That's right. So they blew the 15-gamer. Would have been nice. They didn't break the record, which Jack was hoping for last ep, hoping we can beat up the 26 Guardians. Weren't allowed to do it. They lost to the Reds, but at the end of the day, 8 games up on the Cubs. Give them some claps. Isn't the elephant in the room, though, is this team actually going to be good in the playoffs?
Yeah.
That is the elephant in the room. And Brewers fans, they don't want to hear this shit. They don't want to hear, like, oh, okay, but you guys are the best team in the world right now. But, like, going
No one wants to hear that their well-rounded team is probably, like, their World Series odds are 5th in MLB, I think. And that makes sense to me. Like, they have a lot of good players.
Now is that high? Because I hear that the Brewers have the 5th best chances to win the World Series. And in my head, logical brain, smartest baseball mind on the East Coast goes, that's a little high to me. High, because I get it. You've had a great season. You're the best team in baseball by far, record-wise. Run differential, I haven't checked. What's the run differential?
161. No one else is within 50.
Amazing.
Or 45.
Amazing. But on paper, like I said, Isaac Collins, Andrew Vaughn, William Contreras. Would you be shocked if Andrew Vaughn for the rest of the year has a 500 OPS and Isaac Collins, the maybe rookie of the year out of the NL, maybe has a slow last month and the league adjusts a little bit?
No, I've expected them to regress for the last 20 days now, and they've just won all of those games. But at the end of the day, I don't think, Joey Ortiz, Caleb Durbin, Blake Perkins, they're scaring you when you walk into a series. They find ways to win.
He's right. And it's like you can't win. You can't go 53-17 and be bad. You know what I mean? Like you can't just luck your way into a 29-5 stretch. It doesn't happen. But at the same time, you kind of look at the Cubs, who have been 17-17 with the best starting staff in baseball, and you might say going in a playoff series, you might have more faith in them. Would you pick the Cubs over Milwaukee in a 3-game series? 5-game series, because 3 games fluky.
Well, lucky for us, this next series for the Brewers is a 5-game series against the Cubs.
That's why they paid me the big bucks. This could be a playoff preview.
I don't think I'm picking the Cubs over the Brewers because the Brewers are honestly phenomenal. Like, I don't want Brewers fans to think we're dissing on the Brewers, but when it comes time for the playoffs, you really just need your team to be front-loaded. You need your best pitchers front-loaded. Like, a team like the Dodgers could have 2 or 3 really good starting pitching and just not care about that last bit, and they'll be fine in the playoffs. Right now, the Brewers have a well-rounded team, but their elite players are worse than your other team's elite players.
Yeah, like someone like the Dodgers, not to compare them to the Dodgers because that's a hard comparison, but like the Dodgers could have their like 3 of their 4 best hitters slump, and then you still got Andy Pages, Teoscar, and Will Smith, who are like the best players in the league for like a 3-week stretch, and you wouldn't bat an eye. Like there's always going to be someone on that team hot. You could see the Brewers completely shutting down as an offense and not being good. My biggest concern with the Brewers is the offense. Now, that sounds fucking stupid as shit because they have the second best offense in baseball this year based on runs. But I'm just going off the names off the paper, guys. I'm just going off the names. But going to the Cubs, the Cubs played the Pirates, so you think they should win that series. Did they win that series?
They won the series. They did lose the first game of the series.
But the biggest story for me is Kyle Tucker getting booed in Chicago. Who the fuck gets booed in Chicago? It's the friendly confines, Mitch.
I've actually never thought about it that way.
It's the friendly confines.
It's the opposite of Philadelphia.
Yeah. They're supposed to be the nicest people ever. Kyle Tucker got to your team. This is your new boy. Yeah, he's had some struggles, but like the guy started off the season hot as fuck. You can't blame this stretch on him. Maybe you can. When did his like cold streak start?
So he has a 25 WRC plus in August. He is batting 160 and does not have an extra base hit. But he's not the only cold hitter on the Cubs. Pete Crow Armstrong basically has an identical line to Kyle Tucker. His on-base percentage is worse, and he has like 1 extra base hit. Michael Busch, he had this period, I think up until June, where he was one of the best hitters in baseball.
I love that name.
And he has he's hitting 160 with a 189 on base percentage and a 360 slugging in August. So most of their offense is cold. Right now, their best qualified hitter this month is Seiya Suzuki, who's hitting 250 with a 364 slugging.
He's had one of the most underrated seasons this year.
Should have been an all-star.
Was snubbed from the All-Star game.
And then as a team, I forget what I had them, but in the second half, they have the 28th. They're 28th in runs scored, which is not sustainable if you want to win.
No. And like
in the playoffs.
Like I said, their starting pitching has been lights out best in the league over a month right now, and they've been 500. I guess the starting pitching is keeping them afloat. That's the silver lining of this whole thing. I guess you could be happy about that if you're a Cubs fan. I mean, PCA still leads the National League in WAR on Baseball Reference, even though he's been so bad recently.
Ohtani has him in Fangraphs, though. So.
Yeah. But defense doesn't slump if you're PCA. I believe he's like the number one defender in the league per these defensive metrics that don't make sense. So take that with a grain of salt. But I think we can say with confidence that Pete Crow Armstrong is a good outfielder.
He's a great defensive outfielder.
I would be a little worried, though, kind of as a Cubs fan, of what you're going to get going forward. Like the first half offensively was so crazy. But, yeah, we don't know for sure what Pete Crow Armstrong is long term. Is he going to be a Ronald Acuna level guy offensively, or is he going to be closer to like a Julio Rodriguez, who probably had similar numbers at some stretches in his career early on?
I think, yeah, that's a fair comp. J-Rod is known for slumping in the first half and being incredible in the second half, and he did it again this year. With a guy like Pete Crow Armstrong, the low walk rates are concerning, because that's a guy like Javi Baez, where if you don't walk a lot, when the bat goes cold, there's nothing getting you on base. And we saw for a guy like Javi Baez, basically a 3-year slump. And a lower peak.
Yeah, and some people have concerns about his hair. Some people think that the stars in the head and the buzz cut's a little too...
Well, I mean, he let that go and then he got bad, so maybe he needs to get that hairstyle again.
Yeah, I'm not worried about the hair. I support the hairstyle. I support the swag. I support the Gen Z attitude. He's kind of one of their first TikTok players. And I respect the hell out of that. So we're rooting for Pete Crow Armstrong and the Cubbies to get back on track. But it looks like even if they do, it ain't going to matter because this Brew Crew, man...
Unless the Cubs sweep, which is possible. We just saw a close race and a sweep. But unless the Cubs sweep this series, it's going to be really hard for them to even think about winning the division.
Oh, they got a doubleheader today. Is it a 4-game series?
So it's a 5-game.
Fucking what? 5-game series.
Because of the doubleheader.
Because of the doubleheader. Then you got 5 games in 3 days. 4 days.
Yeah.
It's a lot of baseball. That's a lot of Cubs, Milwaukee Brewers baseball. It's going to be exciting, man. Damn, man. And we just saw this with the Dodgers and Padres. That leads us into our next series. The Dodgers, who came in freaking struggling, 4 out of 6 out of their last 10, 4-game losing streak, and lost the division lead to the big, bad, mighty, the scrappy Padres. Would you describe the Padres as scrappy or big and bad?
Coming into the series, big and bad.
I just as a franchise.
Scrappy.
This year.
They're kind of scrappy.
Kind of scrappy, but they got some big and bad boys up there too. Tatis, Machado, those are big bad boys. Maybe not Tatis nowadays. There's some fraud accusations on Tatis too. Is he only good because of steroids? We'll tell you in a minute. The Dodgers, we all know, last episode was that they sucked because they were really bad. Couldn't fucking hit. 19th in runs in the second half. I mean... kind of playing mid, kind of lackluster baseball. Maybe they rested on their what is that word? Laurels?
Loins.
Loins.
They rested upon their loins.
Laurels.
What is loins?
I was just doing a bit.
All right. Well, leave in the comments if that made sense to anybody else or me and Mitchell, just the two dumbest guys on earth. Loins. Is that how you spell laurels?
No, the loins are different than laurels.
What
is it laurels though? That doesn't sound right to me.
What the fuck is a loin? Tenderloin.
A loin. A loin.
Cambridge English Dictionary has an entry for that. The laurels, not the loins.
It's not the loins. Okay, now we know it's not. But what is a loin?
A loin is like a cut of tender meat.
a 10.
I think when you're referring to it in humans, your loins, I think it's like your butt.
Okay.
I didn't mean to make a big thing out of this.
No, you did though. So that's why we
I
have
didn't mean
to
to like start a new segment.
stop the podcast. We're probably losing viewers as we speak. They're like, I thought this was about baseball. We're talking to this dumbass doesn't know what a loin is. That's what probably the listeners are probably thinking right now. And I'm not going to say it's my fault. I'm going to probably say it's your fault. But we could just end it now. If you want.
In the podcast. Not the episode.
Nah, we got to stay
The
strong.
whole pot.
This is 42, baby. All right, so Max Muncy's out. Fuck, Max Muncy's out.
Roughly a month with an oblique injury.
And he came back
He
off.
just
This
came
guy's
back.
always injured, man. Jack, is it time? We got to get you a gunshot sound every time
You know
someone
what?
gets
That's
injured.
a good point. I'll get one.
You got to take Max Muncy outside and shoot him, man. Enough is enough, Muncy. This guy's been on the IL all year. He's been hitting well. He hit amazing since coming off the IL. But now he's back on the IL with an oblique. All right, Max, stay with us. We'll be back for the playoffs. But Roki Sasaki, man, what's going on with Rocky Sasaki? This guy can't catch a break. So Rocky Sasaki, we all know he's an injury-prone young man. Very good very respectable young man. But he is coming off the IL. He did a rehab start and got shelled, Mitchell. Do you have any anything deeper than he just got shelled?
I saw his velo, and I'm trying to find that, but I think his velo was down compared to his MLB numbers.
Yeah, and they had his StatCast numbers in the minor leagues, and it was one of the worst graded out fastballs in the league. Thrown in the minor leagues, of course. But
He walked, 3 batters? Or 1 batter. He gave up 6 hits and didn't get a strikeout in his rehab innings.
Pitched 2 innings, gave up 6 hits, 3 earned runs, a walk, and 0 strikeouts in the minor league. So
His velo, he was averaging 93.6 miles an hour on his fastball.
what is going on, man? I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but what the fuck?
I feel like you just gotta say, hey, our starting rotation's fine.
Yeah, but don't you think a doctor's ever thought of that? Like, I think it's almost concerning because if it was an easy fix, just like get surgery, that's what they would have done, 3 months ago when he got hurt. But they didn't do that, which makes me think unless Rocky Sasaki's squad is like, no, we don't want to get surgery for whatever reason, it's actually medical advice to not get surgery. But there's no real downside to him getting surgery. He's got like a 7-year deal, right? It's not like he's going into free agency or trying to prove anything for money. It's weird.
Yeah.
I mean, to lose, this guy was throwing 102 miles per hour in the WBC last year, 2 years ago. Now he's throwing 93, lost 10 miles per hour on his fastball. That guy's 23 years old. That is concerning if you're a Dodgers fan, but not to be gloomy for the Dodgers because they just swept the crap out of the Padres. What happened to the Padres? I mean, they were all high and mighty.
It was a rough series for San Diego. Games 1 and 3 were relatively close, but it felt like the Dodgers owned the series the entire time. I mean, Kershaw went 6 innings. He only allowed 1 run.
I love that. I mean, Kershaw might be the best pitcher on the Dodgers. Like, when they needed a win most, they had Kershaw out for game 1. Like, you hate to say it's the biggest game of the year, but he kind of was. Like, you're on this big losing streak. You send out this old dog Kershaw, the fucking guy who's done it for you the past decade, and he shuts the Padres down when you need him most. That was amazing to watch.
Then the Padres that game, they loaded the bases, and they needed to score 2 runs to tie, and they only got 1 run. And then in game 2, Dylan Cease allowed 5 runs in 2 innings.
Yep, Cease is deceased.
Walked 6 batters.
I'm playing. Bad start for Cease. He's not deceased. Wish you should have traded him. Like I said, the rumors were there. But no, going back to Kershaw, I just love Kershaw with a 3.01 ERA. Like, this guy's pitching his way into that playoff rotation. I can't wait to see what they do with that. Because if the whole Dodgers starting pitching staff is healthy going in the playoffs and Clayton Kershaw has a 3.01 ERA, what the fuck do they do with that? Like, it's hard to get a guy like Clayton Kershaw. If he has an ERA of 3 going into the playoffs, and you have Blake Snell, Ohtani, you got all those guys. And would you put Kershaw in the starting rotation there?
Yeah, I'm starting him game 2.
Really?
Yeah, let's put him right behind
Over
Yamamoto.
Snell and Yamamoto
Yeah, put him right-
and Ohtani.
He knows how to pitch. And he's the veteran guy. He's got to prove himself in the playoffs too.
Yeah, he's always been really good in the playoffs. It's the playoffs. You got to play Kershaw. But, I mean, they got Snell, Glasnow, Yamamoto, Shohei Ohtani. Kershaw would be fifth because then you got Emmett Sheehan in there. Like, what did teams have 5 starters in the playoffs?
No.
No. So, I mean,
you
he's going
could
to have to
also-
pitch so well and so much better than these other guys to justify putting him in that rotation.
Or he could just be the closer. Put him in 9th inning. He could go multiple innings.
I mean, the most likely scenario is that he does what like Marcus Stroman did last year, or like a lot of teams will have their like 4th or 5th starter, put him in the bullpen, be like a long man, get him for crucial outs or whatnot. It's just interesting to see. Because,
Has Kershaw ever come out of the bullpen?
Yeah.
Yes, 3 games.
Yeah, he against the Nationals in the playoffs, 2019,
How did that go?
blew it, baby. Gave up a home run to Juan Soto.
He has 7 career games out of the bullpen in the playoffs.
Yeah, so that's an interesting little subplot for the Dodgers. But what's important now is the Dodgers swept him. And Michael King is back on the IL for the Padres. That is a tough loss. You would have loved to have Michael King. I mean, the Padres had a bullpen game 1. That was anticlimactic, like biggest series of the year. And then you start Randy Vasquez or whatever the fuck. That kind of sucks. But they do have the number 1 bullpen in the league, so you do feel, pretty good about a bullpen game if you're the Padres. Yu Darvish had a bad start.
And then they came back, tied it. Ramon Laureano, I didn't pull his stats since getting traded, but he's been overall one of the best hitters in baseball for the season. He's been great with the Padres. He has a 339 average, 679 slugging with the Padres. I think he homered twice in this series.
Bing bong.
But as soon as the Padres tied it, Robert Suarez comes out there in the 8th inning for some reason, and he gives up a solo shot to Mookie Betts. And that was it. They got swept.
Mookie's back, huh? Mookie's been hot lately. That little skinny fuck who almost died of food poisoning has rebounded probably through a lot of bowling.
You think he just needed bowling therapy?
Bowling and fedoras and sunglasses inside. That is the remedy for Mookie Betts. More podcasts probably helped out.
I don't know. When was his last podcast? I think he started slumping right after.
Holy shit. Has he not been posting podcasts?
I don't feel like he posts that much, does he?
I'm not familiar with Mookie Betts' podcast game, to be frank. But I know he's hot right now. And I know that Yu Darvish, but did Yu Darvish have a bad game or just a bad inning?
He had a bad inning. He allowed 4 runs in the first, but then he didn't allow any more for the last 3 or 4 innings. He went 5.
He settled down. I think the main conversation with the Padres, though, at least what I've seen online, is Tatis Jr. Like, he's been bad for, I want to say, 3 or 4 months, offensively at least.
He's just got no power.
He hasn't hit he's hit like 4 home runs since May. Something crazy. He's got 17 home runs in the year. And the guy got off to an insanely hot start.
Like, overall, I think his stats are still good. But no, yeah, I think he has 2 homers since July 4th.
That's terrible.
No, even farther than that.
I mean, the guy...
Yeah, July 10th, he homered, and July 24th, he homered. But before that, before July 10th, he hadn't homered since June 23rd.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be... I mean, I want to point to the injuries. I remember they had that one hit by pitch, and ever since then, he has not hit well. I mean, this guy's been hit 100 times by the Dodgers alone.
Since July 1st, though, he's still 40% better than league average. He's hitting 284, has a 419 slugging, 12 doubles, 414 on base percentage. But he's just not hitting the ball over the fence.
Yeah, and he plays good defense. I saw that too. He's like the second best defender in the league. That's a guy who played shortstop coming up. It's true. Outfield is easier than infield. That's why they put all the shitty kids in the outfield. You put a shortstop in the outfield, he's the best in the league. I mean, you saw it with him. You saw it with Baez, O'Neal Cruz.
I mean, Jackson Merrill last year.
Was he
He was a
infielder?
shortstop, and he had never played center field before, and they're like, "Oh, go to center field."
Yeah, it's a lot easier to play outfield, guys. Let's face the facts. Unless you're O'Neal Cruz, then you kind of just suck at both. No offense to O'Neal. It's hard when you're tall. But yeah, man, the Dodgers give the Padres what for? And the Padres, hate to say it, you guys, your little brother.
That was like the most little brother
Your little brother.
thing I've ever seen.
You know what? I love the Padres, and I actually kind of root for the Padres when they play the Dodgers. Other than Ohtani, I like Ohtani, but your little brother. I mean, what is the one highlight of this whole beef is that they won that one playoff series in 2022. But other than that, it's been very one-sided.
You can't go, and they play again next week or this week in San Diego, so you have a chance of redemption. But if you don't like, at least win the series, that's going to be a generational flop.
Generational flop.
'Cause they've won what 2 games against the Dodgers this year. That's pathetic.
Yeah, I mean, if they end this next series, it's their last series, probably.
Yeah,
right?
they've already lost the season series.
So if they only win 2 games all year against the Dodgers, then yeah, that is pretty bad. That costed them the division, the head-to-head matchup. But hey, it's a tough Dodgers team. We'll see them in the playoffs. Yeah, it's a tough stretch. I mean, they choked them last year too in the playoffs. Oh my God. Stay with the Padres. You got next week, this week actually. You got redemption coming up. Is Ohtani going to face them? I want to see.
I assume he's pitching earlier this week, right?
I want to see Ohtani face him and get revenge and hit them on purpose because they hit Ohtani on purpose twice, and I don't fucking stand for that shit.
Wait, so the Dodgers and Padres are going into another series?
Yeah, they play starting on Thursday. Oh fuck! They got Ohtani pitching against the Rockies.
That's terrible.
Terrible.
How often is there a back-to-back series like that?
Pretty often.
Well, there's
nowadays.
like a 3-game gap. So the Dodgers and Padres are playing different teams to start the week, and then they're playing again at the weekend.
This happens all the time. If you look at scheduling, they'll play one series against a team, and then a series in between, and then they play again each other. Like
I hate when
back
that
to back.
happens, though.
And I think it has a lot to do with travel, because you want to play a bunch of teams in the same area at the same time, so you're not taking long flights. So it makes the most sense.
But it would be tough because if the Padres just get swept again, that'll be brutal.
Demoralizing. Spell demoralizing. Somebody.
Demoralizing.
Wrong. But speaking of a demoralized franchise, the Yankees, man. I mean, worst team in the league. I'm talking about second half, they're the 21st worst offense, 16th in runs, 25th in team ERA. Can't get a fucking win. Anthony Volpe's a bitch. Can't even feel the ground ball. Fire. No base running. No discipline. They get rid of the beards. What's going on? What happened, Mitch? They flipped the script this weekend.
I had no idea how bad they were in the second half until I was running the stats on this. They were 21st in WRC+, 16th in runs, and 25th in team ERA in the second half. Like, I'm shocked they haven't been worse with this.
Well,
these numbers.
They're not as bad as the Cardinals. They've had the fewest runs in baseball in the second half.
They've scored 10 fewer runs. They came into the series scoring 10 fewer runs than the next worst team, and they'd played one extra game, too.
Yeah. And the Yankees swept their ass. Send them back home packing. I don't even know where they played, but the Yankees swept them.
It was in St. Louis. The series, I feel like, was closer than it should have been. In the first game, the Yankees had a 4-1 lead, and they almost blew it. They allowed 2 runs in the 7th, and I think they had multiple base runners in the 8th and 9th. Held on and won. David Bednar got a save. Duvall allowed 2 runs. And then on Sunday, they went down. In the second, they were down 5-2, but then they scored 10 runs.
So some resiliency.
Some resiliency.
Out of the Bronx. So the Bronx is no longer burning. Are they out of the slump? I mean, that's 5 out of their last 6, 7 out of their last 9. The boys are getting hot again.
Yeah, I mean, they did play the Twins and the Cardinals.
Hey, you can't pick who you
But
play.
you can't,
babe.
yeah, you can't pick who you play.
Pick how you play. And they get to play a home series on the road now. They had to go 2 games in their spring training facility against Jack's Rays, which I think is not as easy as a series as the other teams, but the Rays have kind of lost their luster. that
They're under 500.
Yeah, that little Moneyball stuff that they had going on that was so genius for good 5 or 6 years is kind of ran its course, it feels like.
Even this year, I feel like the Rays, they were really good in what was it, May, June?
They had a crazy stretch.
A great, really nice stretch. They've got still really good players. Junior Caminero, people want us to talk about Junior Caminero,
And I refuse.
but he is a 21-year-old.
Exactly. Why
And
would
he
I
has
even talk about him? He's
35 homers this year.
If he was a senior, maybe, but he's junior.
Senior Caminero?
Yeah. What happens when he turns 35? We still gonna call him junior? Like, I can't fuck with people like this.
You should name your kid Senior. Just first name Senior.
Get a lot more respect than that guy named Junior. No disrespect.
But yeah, Junior Caminero, he's 21. He has 35 homers this year. He had, I think, 6 homers over a 7-game stretch. And the Rays are still below the mid-doza line.
Doesn't surprise me. Well, the Yankees are going down there. Then they play the Red Sox. The Red Sox, because that, Red Sox-Yankees rivalry, that's a famous rivalry. And the Yankees right now are just a half game behind them, Johns, them boys. They just played Miami's Jacks and won 2 out of 3. So what do you think about that, Jack? You got the hat on right now.
I do have the hat on.
3-7 out of your last 10.
It's tough. It's tough go.
It's tough. Kyle Stowers, several weeks on the IL. That was your fucking spark plug. That was the whole biggest name, biggest pop.
I mean, Jack was gone over the weekend. You might just be breaking the Kyle Stowers news to him right now.
You didn't know Kyle Stowers went down with oblique?
Well, of course I know. I literally keep up with every IL statement that gets put out by the MLB.
How you doing with the Stowers news?
Honestly, I've never been more disturbed in my entire life.
Well, that's not as bad as Marcelo Meyer. That hurts too for the Red Sox. Marcelo Meyer.
Yeah, and they're gonna win regardless.
Do you really think they're gonna win regardless?
I mean, he had a roughish rookie year. I guess he still might be a rookie after this year. I don't know if he hit the plate appearance minimum or the at-bat minimum. I don't get why it's an at-bat minimum and not a plate appearance minimum. So, Jack, there's a difference. MLB has a difference between at-bats and plate appearances. Plate appearances are how many times you come to the plate.
MLB has a difference. Like, they invented that.
They might have.
And it's not just
Baseball. And at-bats are like anything that aren't walks, hit by pitches, sac flies, sac bunts. They're just excluded from at-bats. So you have like these guys, the rookie threshold is 130 at-bats. So a player could come up to the plate 400 times and still be a rookie.
So now explain.
Stupid. It should just be one at-bat, one plate appearance, and you're no longer a rookie. To some degree, right? I mean, that's how every other sport would do it. If you played one league in the NHL, you're not a rookie the next year.
Well, they have 162 games in MLB, and sometimes they just call a rookie up for a couple weeks at the end of the season, and then the next year he's not eligible for Rookie of the Year. And now you got to pay him for playing a whole year, even though he only played 10 games.
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. You guys always bring up issues. You don't have solutions.
Marcelo
understood.
Meyer is 3 at-bats shy of the at-bat minimum. So he'll still be a rookie next year. But he had a rough time at the plate. So I'm wondering if the Red Sox are even better in the immediate future without Meyer anyway.
Well, why are you acting like he played last season? He didn't play last season.
No, this year.
Okay, this year.
He has 127 at-bats.
Yeah.
And he's done for the season.
So the Red Sox rookie cruise hasn't really panned out this year. Can we say that? Is that being too critical of the young guys? Because Christian Campbell has got a negative .9 WAR, and I think he's in the minors, right? Or are they calling him back up?
Although he's had a really nice stretch in the minors.
Great. Who gives a fuck?
Roman Anthony's been very good. If it wasn't for Nick Kurtz, he would still be.
And that's my problem is that I got these guys confused, man. They can't pull up 3 rookies the same year and them all being top prospects. I get fucking confused.
So with the Brewers, since they have like 4 guys who are Rookie of the Year candidates, how's that working for you?
Yeah, that gets me confused too. That's even more confusing because they're all good. Well, then if they're all good, you know they're good. They're okay, Brewers rookie, he's going to be good. 4 of them? Who would name the 4 Brewers rookies who are Rookie of the Year candidates?
I think it's now just 3, but at a time, Chad Patrick had a really nice stretch.
Chad Patrick's a rookie. So Mizorowski, Chad Patrick, and Isaac Collins.
I think Durbin was up there. Is
Right.
Blake Perkins a rookie? He might be another dude.
I don't know.
No, Perkins is not a rookie.
I don't know. But the Red Sox win 2 out of 3, but they lose Marcelo Meyer. Man, I think the Red Sox kind of piss me off as a team.
I feel like a Yankees fan when it comes to the Red Sox.
I mean, they could be so much more than they are. Like, they've played better than what their roster is, I feel like. And I guess you could be excited by that as a Red Sox fan. Like, we're doing good. We're in second place. We're in a playoff spot. You know, a few months ago, everyone thought we were out of it. Everyone thought we were so dumb when we traded Devers. Everyone thought we were so stupid when we didn't make any trades at the deadline. Look at us. It's like, well, you know, you lose Marcelo Meyer, a rookie, and it's like big news because like that is like that should just be like a rookie, you know, you lost a rookie, no big deal. But I don't know. They feel like they could be so much better if they had just added some big name players, some star power. The Red Sox need a star player, not Trevor Story is like your guy. I am kind of surprised to see that Jarren Duran has a 118 OPS plus on the year and a 4 WAR. When I feel like the whole narrative around him is that he's been terrible and they were trying to trade him 2 months ago. He's actually had an amazing season. Okay, we'll talk about something else. Fuck, dude, jeez.
No, I'm looking at the Red Sox defensive alignment because I'm
Left you spirit. It's
trying to figure out how they're still playing second base. It looks like Rafael is still playing a bunch of second base instead of being an elite center field defensive player. But man, their lineup looks different every day.
because they're a ragtag bunch of guys, but the Red Sox aren't supposed to be ragtag. Red Sox are supposed to be big time. All right, not ragtag. They run their organization like it's ragtag. It's Boston. It's just fucking Harvard. All right, Boston Tea Party. The New England Patriots, Tom Brady, Belichick, Boston Bruins, big time ballers. Boston Marathon,
Dunkin' Donuts.
Dunkin' Donuts, not
Goodwill Hunting.
Goodwill Hunting. All right, Robin Williams.
The Departed.
Charlene.
I mean, Fever Pitch, Big Papi, Manny Ramirez, Pedro Martinez. This is Boston, not fucking a kid named Marcelo Meyer. No disrespect. Respect them. Or like Rami freaking Gonzalez or whatever the fuck. Great ball players. Marcelo doesn't need to. Marcelo could be a star. But Carlos Narvaez, I'm supposed to get excited over this shit? You're supposed to be big time, Boston. Sorry for the tangent. But if we're talking AL East, we got to talk about the Blue Jays because they are the beast of the East right now. They win another series against my Rangers, man. My Rangers.
That Rangers
Oh my
prediction is
God.
not looking so hot.
I know they shit the bed. I mean, it's the same thing they've done all year. For somehow, second half, they are the worst offense in baseball by WRC plus. I don't know how the Rangers became the worst offense in baseball. They got guys.
They have at least I feel like the Rangers are equivalent to the Pirates in the sense that the Pirates will never be the worst team in ERA. Just as long as they have Skeens, it's impossible for them to have the worst pitching staff in baseball. With Seager and Semien, the Rangers should never be bottom 5 in offense.
Yes, Seager, Simeon, and Adolis Garcia. Not to mention Jock Peterson, and we know Jock Peterson has had a very tough year. Before the injury, was the worst hitter in baseball. But I mean, how can a lineup with Marcus Semien, Corey Seager, Adolis Garcia, even guys like Evan Carter, Langford, Josh Young, Berger? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, they're not all name brand guys, but these are some guys that shouldn't be the worst offense in baseball. But that's why they suck this year, because their offense has sucked pretty much all year. I mean, they had that one stretch where they got hot, and I got excited. People got excited because, I mean, the pitching staff has been amazing. List off some of their pitchers.
DeGrom.
Okay. I mean, like maybe like a stat or something like.
You told me to list off the pitchers. I started.
I
listing
know.
off
I'm
the
looking for
pitchers.
some stats, something. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying like, yo, the fucking Rangers are doing really good. I need Mitchell coming in, going, yep, fucking shit.
Evaldi.
Valdi,
He pitched the last game of the series. He allowed 2 runs, and that raised his ERA to 176. Going 7 innings and allowing 2 runs, and that's upping your ERA is pretty insane.
He's the best pitcher in baseball, some would say. I didn't say it. Some people would say that. Some would say that even Patrick Corbin having a 4.45 ERA is pretty fucking impressive.
It was much lower until his start on Saturday, too.
Did he have a bad start on Saturday?
He had I think he allowed 6 runs to the Blue Jays, 7 runs in 2.1 innings. And that was an ugly game for Texas. Miles Straw hit 2 home runs in that game. He had 8 career home runs in 560 games going into that. And he had a 2 home run game.
2 home run games, man. Against who? DeGrom?
That was Corbin.
Damn. So Patrick Corbin gave up 7 runs, man. Shit. Does that mean Trump's out of office?
He was pitching in Canada.
Oh, my God. Oh, it's true. It's true. Taxes are too high. Healthcare
Scared him. He wasn't getting his true value in Toronto.
I don't blame him. I do not blame him, dude. They don't care about freedom in Canada or whatever. But listen, the Rangers might be cooked completely. I mean, I checked the odds today. I think they got like a 5% chance to make the playoffs right now.
They're 5.5 games back from the wild card spot as of today.
And then who are they competing with in the AL for a wild card? They got the Yankees, the Red Sox,
The Mariners, the Guardians, and the Royals.
So, yeah, they're behind the Royals right now. That's not a good place to be, especially a team coming off a World Series just 2 years ago. And I would say probably on paper a better roster now than they were 2 years ago. What happens? Not going to say it, but cheating could have been cheating in 2023. Some things you just don't joke about, and that's cheating in the game of baseball. We are due for another scandal, though, I will say. But the Blue Jays say how they still have the best offense in baseball. Give it up for the Blue Jays. Give it up for the Blue Jays. First place. They're going all the way. They're not going all the way, but I don't know. Do you give any of these? Do you give any team a shot at catching them? Do you give the Yankees a shot at catching the Blue Jays or the Red Sox if you want to go there?
I feel better about the Yankees, even though they've played terribly. I mean, 5 games in the next 40 days. It's possible.
It's definitely possible.
The Blue Jays pitching staff isn't great.
I'll tell you what, I trust the Blue Jays winning that division more than I trust the Phillies winning the NL East.
Wow, that is a bold prediction.
That's my hot take because I'm not. I didn't write off the Mets yet. The Mets take 2 out of 3 out of the Mariners in the Little League game. All those Little Leaguers come to watch them. Oh, watch out my comedy special about Little League on the Baseball Doesn't Exist Instagram channel.
People were asking for your stand-up. I think it did quite nicely.
Yeah, we put it on
social media.
Take on the Little League World Series.
Wait, what happened? You posted a stand-up clip on BDE?
Yeah, about the Little League World Series.
You didn't watch it?
No, you actually did this?
No, he did.
You didn't watch it, Jack? Everybody watched it. It's on Instagram. Don't play it, dude. They have to go to Instagram and they have to follow my new Instagram account, Joey Duffield _ because it's a linked tweet. We're trying to get our posts. We're trying to get our followers up on that new one. Personal account. More clips coming. But
are you going to post more stand-up? Do you do baseball-related stand-up? Or was this just like
I just
a
did,
one-time?
Motherfucker.
Was this just like a one-time
I don't got
thing?
20 minutes on baseball, bro. That might be the last one. You mean check back in 6 months. But no, there's no more. There's gonna be no more baseball jokes in the near future. I wish. If you got any good ones, fucking let me know. You know how to write?
Not jokes.
You can't write a joke?
Not really. Haven't tried, though. Maybe I should.
Come on, man. If anyone's got jokes, dude, email them to me. I could say them, and then I could record it and then put it on the channel, and then it's like you're the fans are writing this shit. Kind of.
I did stand-up based off of my fans' jokes, and you just do an entire routine off of people's submitted jokes.
That makes you want to throw up. That idea in general just makes you want to
just go up and bomb for like 10 minutes.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Go to their fucking Instagram. Little League World Series game, Blue Jays versus the Mariners. Sorry, that was totally not the two teams playing. It was the Mets versus the Mariners. And the Mets won 2 out of 3 against the Mariners. The big dumper Its ass was everywhere this weekend. You got any news and notes on this one, Mitch?
Helsley had a bad week. He allowed 2 more runs in the series, but he did have a scoreless outing, I guess, on Sunday. Cal Raleigh homered twice,
Oh,
so he's
fuck
up to
yeah.
47 homers.
I was about to say that Cal Raleigh fell off.
People were complaining about his homer on Sunday because it was a 334-foot bomb, but a homer's a homer.
What, 330-foot bomb is not a... Most stadiums to the left field are 330.
I think he also went oppo, so it was a low exit velocity homer, but he hit it down the line, and now he's up to 47 homers. Is anyone within 5 homers of him?
Yep, Kyle Schwarber is 4 homers away.
And
Him and
Ohtani.
Shohei are tied with 43, but Cal Raleigh with 47. Aaron Judge right behind him with 39. That's 8 home runs difference. So, I mean, dude, does he not? I feel like no one's talking about the MVP right now, but like, I feel like he's got a great shot at the MVP. Like, I would give him the MVP right now.
They're the WAR, which is not always the way you determine an MVP. They're within 0.3 now.
Yeah, it's the same. They got the same WAR. I mean, Aaron Judge has had a better season offensively. Aaron Judge missed some time, but he's behind him in home runs. That counts for something. Behind him in RBIs. That counts for something. Missed some time.
7 fewer stolen bases than Cal Raleigh.
Yeah, it is counting so Cal Raleigh's got him in the counting stats and in the percentiles. Like Aaron Judge is going to beat him every time. Aaron Judge leads the league in everything that's a percentile. But Cal Raleigh's catching every day and defensively is bringing his squad a lot more value than Aaron Judge. I would give it to Cal Raleigh. I mean, it's one of the most insane things we've ever seen. When has a catcher ever hit 47 home runs? Never, right? He already broke the record before the All-Star
No,
break.
he's got to beat Salvador Perez. He's got 1 homer, I think, to catch Salvi.
That's pretty impressive, if you ask me.
I also think he has played all but 2 of the Mariners games.
Yeah. I mean, right now, season ends today, you got to give it to Cal Raleigh. What justification can you give it to Aaron Judge? I mean, the slugging is a lot better. The on-base percentage is a lot better. The average is a lot better.
I think it comes down to how much you value catcher defense.
Yeah.
And I think when you're catching, he's DHing a lot too, but he is catching more than your average catcher. Like behind the plate, he's catching. I think that's incredibly valuable, especially when you're playing. He was a Platinum Glove winner, wasn't he?
I don't know.
Like he's an elite defender. He doesn't have as great of stats this year, but it's still above average defensively behind the plate.
To me, the way why I give it to Raleigh is that we have 200 years of MLB history, and we know, and we can look at that and see how rare things are. Like players have had these seasons that Aaron Judge is having right now. Players have had slugging percentages, on base percentages higher than that, right? We've seen it before, but we've never seen a catcher get anywhere close to this offensively. So, to me, if he's hitting pretty close to him, has more home runs, more RBIs, WAR's the same, catching every day, you got to give it to Cal Raleigh, the big dump. And that's just my 2 cents. And if you have a problem with that, you can go fucking complain on the internet. I don't give a fuck, dude. Call the cops, bro. I don't give a shit. And the Mariners lost to the Mets. So the Mets win 2 out of 3 against the Mariners, and the little league kids were chirping the Mets. You see that?
I saw the kids from Pennsylvania.
The kids from Pennsylvania, Penis Valley, yeah, the Philly kids, yeah, they start them young, really chirping the Mets. I saw one kid, they interviewed him, and they were like, "Do you want to get an autograph from Juan Soto?" He's like, "Yeah, he's kind of overrated." It was like, damn kid, these kids say the darndest thing these days. But the biggest takeaway from this game was the Rob Manfred quotes. Rob Manfred had some interesting quotes on the broadcast on ESPN talking about expansion and realignment. He introduces the ideas of expanding, adding 2 new teams to MLB. Now, that's nothing new. But then in the process of talking about adding new teams, he also says that is a good opportunity for realignment. Basically changing the divisions up. So instead of, the traditional AL East, NL East teams, we'll switch them together, make one East. So now it could be, instead of the Mets and the Yankees being in 2 different leagues, they'd be in the same league based on I mean, I guess based on anything, I guess the most obvious one would be region, East and West.
Kind of like how the NBA has a Western Conference and an Eastern Conference.
Which is pretty interesting. I mean, he said, quote, I think our postseason format would be even more appealing to entities like ESPN because you'd be playing out of the East, out of the West, and that 10 o'clock where we sometimes get Boston, Anaheim, would be two West Coast teams, which is hilarious because when the fuck did Anaheim ever go in the playoffs and play at 10 o'clock against Boston? Rob Manfred. That's a terrible example. Sometimes, we get Boston, Anaheim in the playoffs. Fuck, you don't.
When has Anaheim been in the playoffs?
Yeah, Rob, get it right.
The Angels haven't been in the playoffs since he became commissioner.
Yeah. So that 10 o'clock spot, that's a problem for us sometimes. So you think he was talking to ESPN? Because they're trying to negotiate this deal with ESPN, get us on ESPN because a deal came through. He's telling ESPN, listen, we'll realign if you give us more money. I don't know. What do you think about realignment? Do you have any takes?
As a Braves fan, I hate it.
Why?
I do not want the Braves' biggest rival to be the Rays. The part of this proposed alignment, or fans' alignment, is that the Braves, Marlins, an expansion team, and the Rays would probably be a best fit for like a Southeast region. And then the Mets, Phillies, Yankees, and Red Sox would be in a division. I think you're kind of robbing a lot of divisional rivals when you split them up.
Well, maybe you create new rivals. But I mean, the thing is, I guess what is the vision? I'd have to see the breakdown of divisions and how they want to break it down.
So Jim,
I don't really see a positive to this as a fan. I think it's going to probably make them more money. I think they look at it like, we can rearrange the schedule in a way that if these teams play more, there'll be more attendance in these markets because these markets, like for example, the every time the Blue Jays play the Mariners, it's crazy attendance for the Mariners because the Mariners in Seattle are close to Canada. They're not even close to Toronto, I don't believe at all, but they're close to Canada.
Very far away.
And everybody in Canada, if you like baseball in Canada, you like the Blue Jays. So when the Mariners play the Blue Jays, it's like the best attendance they got, but they're not in the same division, so they don't play each other as much. Now, if you're MLB and you're like, we want to maximize attendance and we want to tweet that, attendance is up again this year, won't you just make these teams play each other more?
But under Manfred, he wants to keep the teams all close together. So the interleague is the far travel, and the interdivisional, or like the AL is all Eastern teams and the NL are all Western teams. So you're not having to travel a bunch. And so instead of the Mets and the Red Sox playing 3 times a year, even though they're quite close, they're now playing 13 times a year.
Yeah, which would probably be better for attendance. But I mean, I think the real logic of doing this comes down to if we optimize the schedule in a way where we can get these teams to play the most, we could optimize attendance. Attendance would go up. We'd make more money. Revenue goes up. I think that's the advantage. I think from a fan perspective, I don't really see any real reason because you'd have to pretty much get rid of the AL and NL. I mean, you're erasing like hundreds of years of like history, like the core tradition of MLB. That's a fucking big thing to fuck up. Not fuck up. I mean, like rearrange, to scramble. Like it wasn't until like the 80s. What interleague started in like the 80s, right?
1997.
1997. So before 1997, the Yankees and the Braves never even played a regular season game.
No.
They wouldn't have that.
And even after interleague play was established, I don't think it was until 2001 that the interleague play expanded past like the AL East playing the NL East. Mm-hmm. It was just the Eastern divisions would play, the Western divisions would play, the Central divisions play. And now all of the teams play each other every year, all the time, which I like that. I like being able to go to Nats Park every other year and seeing the Mariners play. But I really don't like the Eastern and Western Conference ideas. Maybe it's because I'm so old school in this one sense that I really like the Braves and Yankees not being in the same league. But, I mean, teams get rearranged all the time. The Brewers used to be an American League team. The Astros used to be a National League team. But I think disrupting half of the league and moving them different leagues is a little too much.
Yeah, I'd have to see how they break it down. But if you want to make it East and West, that is a massive shift. I'm not sure if that's going to be.
Also,
I'm more for that.
Two of the favorite cities for an expansion team. I'm all for expansion. but it's Charlotte and Nashville, so it's cutting into Braves country. So as a Braves fan, not a fan of that.
Bring them on, dude. They can't fucking touch us.
I also, as a North
Think I'm scared of Charlotte?
as a North Carolinian, I don't feel like North Carolina can support a Major League Baseball
What
team.
about Raleigh?
Raleigh is a pretty boring city.
What about the Hurricanes?
I guess they do okay.
They do well.
Do they do well?
They do well. The Hurricanes do crazy in attendance.
I don't know what do they actually in attendance though? You know that for real?
Yeah. I mean, the Hurricanes are just one of like the
I mean,
they've
share
been one of the best NHL teams in recent memory. That's the one team they have in Raleigh, and that's like they've been successful. Not to say that I don't even think Raleigh's on the top. I've saw people argue for Raleigh, Charlotte,
I would not
Nashville, and
argue
Salt
for
Lake
Raleigh.
City. You take Charlotte over Raleigh.
I'd take Charlotte over Raleigh.
Interesting.
But I don't think Charlotte
The big debate.
would,
The debate of all debates. Charlotte or Raleigh.
the biggest debate.
Mm-hmm.
Which North Carolina city do you choose? I definitely don't think Raleigh. It's a very spread out city. And I just don't think they would come in for an expansion. Like, they would show up for an expansion team. North Carolinians, if you want to prove me wrong, go for it. But as someone who is from that state, I never felt like we could have a major league team.
You're not big time enough, huh?
And we're all Braves fans.
What about the Carolina Panthers? Where's that, Charlotte?
That's in Charlotte.
Here I am. Rock me like a hurricane. Why don't we just get two teams in Philly, bro? That would be sick. You imagine this?
Cause a civil war in Philadelphia.
My God, that would be good TV. Just two fucking teams in Philly going at it. That would be awesome. Just a thought, Rob. I'm here. Want to take my phone call? Two.
I mean, it would
Philly
be
teams.
an historical precedent. They used to have the Philadelphia A's.
Philadelphia A's and the Fighting Phillies. The Phillies, man, I mean, the Mets have been so bad lately, and the Phillies have done nothing about it.
No, they split a series to one of the worst teams in baseball.
You can't split a series against the Nationals. And worse, the worst thing that came out of this is Zach Wheeler on the IL with a blood clot. That's crazy. Is that concerning or not?
When I hear blood clot, I think terrifying, but
Yeah,
they don't seem to be saying much at all. Dombrowski said there's not a lot we can say on it at this time.
I mean, blood clots happen. They're not always dangerous, especially if you're like an athlete with good blood flow. But a blood clot can cause all kind. A blood clot can cause a stroke. A blood clot can cause a PE, which is like fucking up your breathing. Can cause a heart attack.
So
Blood clots are dangerous.
So hopefully we don't get a freaking Zach Wheeler stroke.
You probably wouldn't.
Okay. Well, that would suck because, Zach Wheeler goes down with a stroke and he's out for the season. That's terrible. And then also Aaron Nola comes back off the IL and gets rocked by the worst offense in baseball. One of the worst offense in baseball.
The Phillies were up 6-0 yesterday, and Aaron Nola immediately blew it. They ended up winning. Good for Philadelphia. But, I mean, if you're the Phillies and you come down the Amtrak, you come to D.C., you got to be thinking a 4-game series against one of the worst teams in baseball while the Mets are struggling. This is a great time to gain ground. And you get outdueled by Brad Lord and Cade Cavalli. Brad Lord was working at Home Depot this winter.
Deadass. You lost to a guy who worked at Home Depot. That sucks. Sucks to suck. But yeah, Aaron Nola, fucking 6.92 ERA this year. Came out of the gates terrible, went on the IL, came back, first start back against the Nats. Didn't look any better. And he just signed a contract, right?
Last year.
Yeah.
And he still has 6 years left on that contract, I think. Or 5.
Hope it's not
5 after this year.
Hope it's not a Strasburg situation. But I mean, also Ranger Suarez has been struggling a bit too lately. So they're now all of a sudden there's some questions in the Phillies starting staff, which is funny to say. I mean, that's just baseball for you. I mean, these boys all year we've been saying how unbelievable they are as a starting staff. But hopefully it's not too bad with Wheeler. But if you lose Wheeler, Ranger's going to pitch like this, and then you got Aaron Nola down there like a Strasburg. You're looking at some tough seas ahead if you're the Fighting Phillies.
On the plus, though, they have a 5-game lead over the Mets. And the Mets I know they just won that series against the Mariners, but they have not looked impressive for, 2 months now?
Who, the Mets?
The Mets.
Yeah.
So if you're a Phillies player, I don't think you're feeling any crunch even after losing to the Nationals. Or I guess it's not a series loss, it's a series tie. But it should feel like a series loss if you're not winning that one.
They play, the Mets and the Phillies have 7 more games against each other this year. And right now it's a 5-game lead. So to act like it's all wrapped up for the Fightins, it's a little naive.
A little premature.
A little premature, man.
Did you see the controversy over Strom's glove?
I did. But tell us about that. Because I didn't really look.
So he was rocking a custom glove, which looked fucking sick, but it was very colorful. But it was he supports a little league team, and they all signed it, and it's like a super dope design. And then they made him change it. Like Chief Ump was like, "Hey, he's got to get rid of the glove because of the white." I guess I looked up the rules against it. And I understand that the white is the color of the ball, but I will say, like, I don't even understand that because half the fucking jerseys in MLB are white.
Good point.
And it's also like so colorful, and it's such a good spirited thing, and it's so fucking lame to make him change it. And it was the Nats who were like, "Hey, what the fuck?" Like calling him out for it. I don't know. I just think
It's
that's
because,
lame.
man, it's like first thing you let these guys, they put little kid stuff on their glove, they put little designs. Next thing you know, you got communist flags up on there. And then you got Mao Zedong on the glove.
I mean, they already banned Luke Little last year. Remember that?
Yeah, and
But
then
it's also like Little League month, bro. It's the time to shine for
it's
the
slippery.
little
It's
guy.
a slippery slope. You can't let these guys be too. Next thing you know, it's gonna be Fidel Castro. It's gonna be something like that.
That's a terrible take. Terrible take. It's
You're-
like if fucking I don't remember what sport it was. Somebody had like fuck cancer on their jersey or something, and then they made him change it. Maybe I'm making that up. I don't remember what that.
Well, you can't curse on the field,
Well,
even if it is cancer.
still,
They gotta draw a
I
line
stand
somewhere.
with you, Strom, and I think that I tried to look up the name of that umpire. I was gonna dig deep. What other fuck ups has he had?
Hey, he's just following the
And
rules.
of course, it's like not released because they're no one official.
Well, it's not-
made the choice.
It was because the Nats complained about it. So if there's anyone to be mad about, it should be the Washington Nationals. No fun Nats.
Jack's going to go tomorrow to the Nats game and just boo the Nats the entire time.
Throw shit at
Dude, fucking National Guard's gonna be there. They're gonna shoot my ass.
I mean, it is a national security over. What is it? An emergency over here.
Totally.
You'd think that there would be more things to worry about than a man's baseball glove.
Damn right.
I mean, we got helicopters circling this place. There's crime. It's out of control, motherfuckers.
We haven't even left the studio.
No, I've been in this ever since the state of emergency. I'm like, I'm staying in this motherfucker, dude.
We gotta be able to report. People come to us for the news.
There are bad people. I saw an Asian man smoking something, and cops were talking to him on the way here. Fly ass Asian man in Rock Creek Park. He looked like he had the bling out. He looked like but unk level, and they were fucking talking to him, dude. And I was like, damn, what's he in trouble for? I think he was smoking weed at the park, bro.
I bet you he was just being Asian, and they were like, "We can't allow this."
We can't. Hold up.
I know we're getting too political.
Hold
Too
up.
political.
You think they're just sweeping Asians off?
I think they're sweeping the street.
Well, I mean, I think if they're profiling, I don't think that's like the first people they're looking for.
All
But
I'm
we can
saying
move
is
on.
I don't think I'm gonna get ID'd. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We can move on to the Orioles, a better city, Baltimore,
Jack's favorite city.
which is not in a national state of emergency because it's perfectly safe there.
Well, it always is.
Yeah.
So it's not weird.
They're more used to it. But they had some orange on orange crime.
The Astros almost got no hit on Friday. Did you see this?
I did see that. So we had an orange team versus an orange team, and that always catches my eye. So I had to tune into this game on Friday night. But they had this guy who wasn't aware of his game, but this fucker was throwing a perfect freaking game. What was his name?
Brandon Young.
Brandon Young, who I gotta assume's got a 6.34 ERA this year.
His first 10 starts in the major leagues, he had not won a game.
Yeah.
And so he's from Texas. This was like his homecoming game. Right now, after throwing 8 shutout innings, he has a 5.68 ERA this season.
But was it in Baltimore or Texas?
Texas.
Texas.
They were in Houston.
Everything is bigger in Texas, man, especially perfect games. Unfortunately, he blows it on a play, and which would have been a sick play if he would have made it, but he misses it. And that will do it for you, Brandon Young. You do not get the 29th, 28th perfect game in MLB history.
24.
It reminded me how it's hilarious that the last perfect game was Domingo Germán, this guy who allegedly was a bad guy off the court.
The court.
He throws a perfect game after he got caught for sticky stuff like 4 times in 1 year. Twice leading up to this was already had domestic abuse issues before this. So a black sheep of sorts, still in the league, hanging on. Cheater, bad guy off the field. Throws the 24th perfect game in history. Then shows up to the stadium way too hammered like 2 weeks later and never pitches an MLB again. I mean, what a way to go out.
What a terrible perfect game. Also, there hadn't been a perfect game in 12 years. And that's the perfect game.
I know. Against the worst team ever, dude, in Oakland, which, no offense to Dallas Braden, shouldn't even count. There. Shouldn't count. No offense, Dallas. Shouldn't count. Way too much foul ground. Not enough eyes on the games. But fuck, even his teammates were like, God damn it, this guy had to be the guy to throw a perfect game.
There have been 6 perfect games in the since Dallas Braden's perfect game, and he doesn't have the most recent perfect game in Oakland.
There's been 6.
Have there been 6 or 5?
Since Dallas Braden's?
Or 4? There were 3 in 2012, and he threw his in 2010, right?
I don't know. But he did throw his there was a lot of perfect games randomly at one time. During that stretch, it was like him and who else? I'm at work.
There was that guy with the White Sox, so I cannot remember his name.
Yeah. Wasn't Burley, right? Was it Burley? Burley had one. But Philip Humber.
That's the dude with the White Sox, yeah.
Yeah. You know, sometimes you get a little lucky, man. You got to get luck on your side. You're definitely not going to throw a perfect game without getting a little lucky. But the Orioles beat the Astros 2-1, which is not good if you're the Astros. The Orioles have been playing better ball lately, I feel like. They just beat, who else did they just beat in a series that we said they shouldn't have beat? Who knows? Who cares? But the Astros lose again, lose another series. Josh Hader, oh my God, Josh Hader, that hurts. He's out for the regular season. Could pitch in the playoffs, but that is a tough loss if you're the Astros. They get blown out in Game 3. Christian Javier leaves with the illness. What is going on, man? Get the gunshot emoji or sound effect because the Astros need it, dude. If Christian Javier goes down with illness after being out for a year and a half, you allow 11 runs. The bullpen allowed 11 runs in one game. Orioles beat the Astros 12-0. I mean, Astros need to get healthy here because the Mariners are breathing down their throat, man.
So the team that the Orioles won a series against very recently was the Mariners. So they just beat the 2 best teams in the AL West back to back.
Respect. We're better here on the East Coast, man. We don't fuck around. The worst team in the AL East is better than the best team in the AL West, apparently. But now, after this series, Mariners and the Astros lose 2 out of 3, so they stay locked at 1.5. These guys got to be playing each other soon, huh?
They don't play each other the rest of August. They have 1 series left this year. September 19th through the 21st.
I can't wait for that, man. I can't wait for that. By that point, the Braves will probably be in a playoff spot, right?
Yeah, I mean, they're in the middle of a 5-game winning streak, and just 15 more, they're right in it.
Yeah, I mean, they really did shock the Guardians. That sucks if you're a Guardians fan. The Guardians who, for a second there, you thought they had a chance of catching the Tigers who've been playing, mid to below mid the last month or so. The Guardians kind of just beasted on an easy schedule. Go into a 3-game series against the Braves, which should be another easy schedule. But the Braves coming into this series were hot. We just beat the Mets. No offense to the Mets. But, I mean, the Braves have done better than just a 5-game win streak. No, we've won 9 out of 10 or something.
After this, they have won, I think 9 out of the last 10.
9 out of 10. I mean, every dog has its day. I don't know how excited you can get about this streak if you're a Braves fan. You can get excited about Michael Harris.
Harris.
You have reason to be excited. But you got Chris Sale coming off the IL. Acuna just came off the IL. So part of you is like, hey.
If they win 20 in a row, They're right back in it.
I know, right?
This is a tough series for the Guardians, too, because it's at home, and the pitchers you face are Hurston Waldrop, Joey Wentz, and Eric Fetty.
It's crazy.
You got to feel like, as a Guardians fan, like, this Braves team is terrible. And the pitchers we're facing, a rookie he was terrible last year and just started having a nice run in the past month. A guy the Braves claimed off waivers a month ago, and a guy the Braves traded for who was designated for assignment by the Cardinals. You've got to win two out of those games.
And you don't win any of them. And you get shut out in the first game. You score 1 run in the second game, and then 4 in the last game. But the reason they scored 4 was because of errors. I mean, Profar just dropped the ball. That allowed at least 1, right? 2?
I think 2 scored on that. But yeah, they blew a 4-1 lead.
And that's Guardians baseball for you. Not really known to be an offensive squad. I mean, they got the catcher Austin Hedges doing Zinn bats. What'd you think about that, Jack? I mean, you always
couldn't make out that it had anything to do with Zins at all.
Honestly, I felt like it was a little cringe. Like, you're an adult, dude. All right, if Zinn's that cool. Like, all right, like you're like 30 years old probably.
He's a lot younger than I thought he was.
How
I
old?
thought he was 37. He's 32, 33.
I feel like 32, 33 is a little old to be like, yo, I'd fucking do Zins. Oh, wow, my bat's Zinn. Ooh. No
Also, Austin Hedges, no offense to Austin Hedges, but the Braves broadcast pointed out that he has the lowest batting average, minimum, like whatever Hedges' plate appearances are, in MLB history.
Damn.
But it was just blue. I mean, he's like, oh, it's cool mint, I guess.
Well, they said he couldn't do it. MLB wouldn't allow him to do a Zinn bat. No shit. Austin Hedges.
It's Players Weekend. It's for the kids.
Yeah. What do you think about Players Weekend? You think you like it? Do you wish they had the names on the back, the nicknames?
The hats are so lame.
The hats are.
I actually
those are lame. What is the point of that?
hate. I really liked the 2018 and 2019 Players Weekend, even though the jerseys were kind of ugly.
I don't, dude.
It was something.
It's too fluky. I like the cleats. You know, you get the cool cleats. You get the customized bats. Shit like that is cool. The numbers on the hats are stupid as shit.
They're cookie cutter.
Yeah.
Every team gets the same number fonts. Like, if you're gonna do something special, you should have the players' hats be something that represents them.
Yeah, but I'm gonna go against you on like the nicknames on the back. I mean, it's funny that he did it a couple times, and it's fun to look back on like, it's funny, but it's not one of those things you want to do every year. Like, it's it's good in moderation. You got to keep the MLB brand pure, baby. You like the old classic jerseys. You can't be too souped up with all the fucking fancy bells and whistles all the time. I like some fluky shit every once in a while, but you got to do it in doses. You could do it again in like 20 years. You can do another one.
So when we're like 40s, in our mid to late 40s, you'll sign off.
Well, yeah,
because commissioner.
Yes, because I think it's a little corny to just have like random, like not Justin Bieber on the back. But we look back at these jerseys of like Dick Mountain on his back. It's pretty funny. And then for years, people are gonna look at this like, why is that? Why? How did they allow this on the back of the jersey?
D Mountain was a great one.
Yeah, and then they're gonna say, oh yeah, well there was Players Weekend this one time, and they did this crazy uniforms, and it's like cool. But if they did it every year, it would take the sting out of it. You know,
maybe not just like the nicknames, but like the fun Little League style uniforms. I think are fun, especially if you're centering it around.
And that's the problem with
classic.
you, Mitch. Is like I want to have fun. Like fuck you, dude. I'm trying to win some baseball games and stop. I'm just tired of this fucking sick little kid shit, dude. We're adults. We got to do adult shit, man. No, like baseball's serious. It's not like fucking.
It's not a kid's game.
I don't want to see a guy coming out with a SpongeBob glove. You know what I'm saying? Like, no. It needs to be badass flames. Like, flames is cool, dude. Fucking games at a NASCAR track and the fucking cars are going around and shit with flames and shit. That's dope. Like, I don't want bikini bottom fucking cleats and shit. Ice cream cone gloves. Like, what is this?
Pencil bats, I think, are getting.
Oh yeah, that shit got old 3 years ago. First, I saw pencil bat 3 times. I was like, all right, that's cool. 4th time, all right. I've seen the pencil bat.
The 100th time, it's like, come on, let's do something else.
I've seen the pencil bat. It looks like a pencil.
Jack, did you have something to say?
Jack had something to say.
I don't know that I did.
You were gonna say some shit, man.
I saw you reach for the button.
I can come up with clever bats, so I feel like we should do some cool bats. I mean, maybe not a pencil bat, but you could do like
Next thing you know, someone's gonna go, "Oh, I'm gonna make my bat a penis," and MLB's got to be like, "All right, well, it's Players Weekend." You know, like that's what we're going to. It's unprofessional. Like I said with the glove shit. Next thing you know, someone's walking out with a fucking Vladimir Putin glove.
What would that look like?
It'd just be
Would it just be his face?
just Vladimir Putin on the glove.
Just bald
Yeah, just
with shaky legs.
just a Vladimir Putin on the glove, and you know it would be fucking pretty crazy. I wish there was just one guy in MLB who had the balls to be like, "Yo, I just fucking Vladimir Putin's my guy, and I'm wearing the fucking I'm tweeting, I'm just going, I'm just gonna rock Putin."
Just like a print of Putin shirtless on a horse.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
I'm trying to get politics into baseball, but like extreme, like left wing, right wing ideologies, like clashing.
So both of them, just like the extreme left and the extreme right, and there can be no in between.
Yeah, and in between it's boring, you know. But I want something like I want some radical ideas in the baseball realm. I think that would be interesting.
I bet Putin would support my IL solution.
Kill the injured players. Yeah, isn't that what the Soviet Union was doing forever? You lose the gold medal, they kill you. Or at least that's the propaganda we got sold.
Has there really not been a Russian-born MLB player since like the early 1900s?
That's propaganda, dude. There's a ton of them in MLB. They have to hide their nationality. They're afraid of the what are they called?
Who?
Never mind.
Talking about like they're like
They're scared of the sanctions. You tell someone you're from Russia, you can't have a bank account.
you talking about like they're like CIA,
KGB?
KGB. That's it.
Oh yeah. KGB's in the MLB. What was that story about that guy who became a spy MLB player? But was he an American spy?
He was an American spy for America.
Like that. If I was a spy, I'd be American spy for sure. See, but now I'm throwing people off my scent by doing the eyes. They might think we trust this guy or not, but that's what spies are supposed to do.
And they totally wouldn't be doing a baseball podcast.
Imagine.
I mean, why else are we based in D.C.?
I'm saying, man, we got a lot of connections over here. All right, well, let's get to some fan questions before we wrap this bitch up. What is the name of the Yoshinobu Yamamoto song? How did you find it? I found it on Twitter. The name of it's probably Yoshinobu Yamamoto song. Do you know the name of it, Jack?
I don't. Yeah, I mean, we got it from like the video of him playing it, right?
Yeah, they posted it on Twitter. I think the Dodgers Twitter.
It's not like it's on Spotify or something.
Yoshinobu Yamamoto, Yoshinobu.
You get the name?
No.
The Redditor who posted it was Wrong Astronomer 72. But I don't think that's the actual person.
Yeah.
Because this is an
Sing it
edit.
into a mic though.
But it's an edit. Like, I think
Someone reposted it.
reposted it, yeah.
What is Joey, Jack, and Mitch's least favorite ballpark to see a game in? Listen, man, I never went to a game and said this ballpark sucks personally, but Mitchell probably has. He's a critic by nature.
I wasn't a fan of the White Sox, but they had great hot dogs.
Guarantee Rate Field?
Had a great Chicago dog. I would argue that it was better than the Chicago dog I had at Wrigley.
Ooh, go for the Glizzies.
I think an obvious choice is Steinbrenner.
Steinbrenner Field? Not your
Steinbrenner
favorite.
Field. I mean, I've never been to a game there, but I imagine you're going to an MLB game and then you walk into what looks like a high school stadium or something.
Yeah, you know what? More of a local feel, but maybe that's some people's cup of tea. You know, keep it small. My least favorite MLB stadium that I've ever been to, let me think. I don't really have. I would actually, dude, this might be controversial, bro, and I don't even hate it, but I would say the Dodgers Stadium is kind of annoying to get to, and
Dodger
there's always been a lot of traffic, and it's hard to get in and out, and it's a little, but it is nice. It's like Dodger Stadium is cool.
I think the fact that it's a massive parking lot is one of the biggest reasons I haven't wanted to go.
Yeah. But I mean, I wouldn't even say it's bad though, because I like all the stadiums.
How many
man.
stadiums have you been to?
I'm just a fan, dude. I've been to NASCAR, Orioles, Camden Yards, the Braves old stadium, Turner Field. I've been to old Yankee Stadium back in the Dizzy. I went to the new Yankee Stadium. That was also back in the Dizzy. I went to, I've been to all the ones in California. LA Dodgers, LA Angels, San Diego Padres. I went to Oakland, and I went to San Francisco, and that's probably about it.
It's been 12 years, but Angel Stadium was also pretty underwhelming for me.
Even with the rocks in the outfield with the big splash.
Even with the rocks. Yeah.
I think all MLB stadiums are great. Because even like, I wouldn't even say, yeah. It's great. I've never really been a critic when it comes to stadiums. I just go and I'm like, I kind of like them all. And then I kind of like Nats Park the most just because I'm the most familiar. It feels like home. I'm like, I like Nats Park kind of like better. But then, comparing that to like Truist Park, I guess Truist Park is better. But like the games are still going on. The seats are all kind of the same. I guess you can go atmosphere is a big thing. Nats Park doesn't really have the best atmosphere because they're not the strongest fan base. I like Philly because Philly's easy to get in and out of, close enough to the city. Good vibes. People are into the game more. But yeah, that's my take on the stadiums. But did y'all switch locations because someone interrupted a previous episode to take out your trash? That's right.
Was that the episode before the new setup?
Yeah.
I think it was.
Yeah, that's why we walked.
Enough is enough. All
we
right.
walked. This really nice lady took our trash.
She was not a nice lady. If she was a nice lady, she wouldn't try to barge in here and take some trash away. And that's not the first time she did that either. No offense to her. She doesn't have any feel.
I was working late one time and I was expecting Jack to show up because we were doing like a 7 p.m. or something recording. And she walks in and scared the shit out of me. I was like, what are you doing?
I imagine how they feel about like coming into the studio with like the black curtain because they have to move the curtain to get in. So they're probably like, I just assume everybody thinks we're in here doing weird shit.
I remember one time I ordered DoorDash and the guy just walked into my apartment and gave it to me.
Really?
Yeah, it was the funniest shit ever.
What?
The guy just walked in.
Didn't even knock?
Did not.
That's crazy.
Didn't know English. I was like, all right, thanks. I said, thanks for just coming right in, man. I appreciate that.
What a great service.
He just goes,
Restaurant to couch.
and then left. It was insane.
I would have karate'd him. Karate'd him hard.
Well, I de-escalated the situation. We don't.
You know about the guy who just walked into my apartment.
Yeah, Jack body slammed a motherfucker. Don't try this guy.
I didn't body slam him. I didn't hurt him at all, but it was really fucking weird. He just walked in. I was on the couch, and I had to wrestle him out of my apartment.
Well, now you know why there's a national security. What is a national emergency in the city? People are just walking into apartments. Do you feel safer now, Jack?
I think that was actually just because one guy got beat up.
Who got beat up?
I don't know, some white guy that Trump was aware of. We're getting
Dubai.
political again. We can't do this.
All right, well, tell the story about the man walking in your apartment in full, start to finish.
He walked in. I thought it was my girlfriend. So I was like, hey. And then I didn't hear anything. So then I just hear footsteps coming across my foyer. So I like stand up.
Foil?
Foyer. And then.
Is that like a normal pronunciation? Because I've only heard it said.
It's a French word. So
couple
I'm just
of
saying,
years.
I'm just being bougie about it.
I grew up on foyer. And I've heard
Foyer is
people
how
say foyer.
a simpleton would say it. How do you say croissant?
Croissant.
But a foyer would be a living room, I'm assuming.
No, it's like a entrance to a house, basically.
Oh, you don't live in a house.
There's not really well, it's weird for an apartment to have a foyer, to be honest. Anyway, he just walks in and I got up and I was like, you gotta go. And he just starts like laughing and he tries to dap me up. And I was like, what the fuck? So I got wrist control. I threw an underhook in. I started pushing him out the door. He had locked the door. He locked the door. But
He came in and locked the door behind him.
yeah, because my girlfriend wasn't locking the door, so he just walked in.
I
but
mean,
then
it was
he
generous
locked
of
it.
him to lock it.
Yeah, it's like,
Right.
in a way, I'd never felt safer. But then I kicked him out, and then I called the cops because he kept going to every door and just turning the handle in my apartment building. And I was like, this is a problem. And then the cops just didn't come. No one came. So, yeah, kind of crazy.
Okay, well, I hope that guy's dead because,
Nah, I don't think he is. He was young.
well, he didn't even seem homeless, right? He just seemed like,
Yeah, he was like wearing a pea coat. He was like fucked up.
He was
on
zooted.
drugs and stuff.
I saw a guy the other day. I saw a guy the other day in Adams Morgan walking down the street with a fucking stick, dude. With a fucking,
I've seen this guy.
dude, fucking angry. With a young guy. He doesn't seem like a homeless guy, like a young guy, but looks fucking angry, walking around with a fucking stick.
Yeah, when I walked by him, I was like, I'm not gonna make eye contact.
Oh my
but
God.
Obviously, I'm like, I gotta be ready to like duck or something.
I walked by this guy and was like, oh, this is the scariest thing I've ever seen. This guy looks like he's ready to fucking smack somebody for no reason.
The reality too, bro. If anyone was just gonna get hit with a stick, it'd be me.
Yeah.
Like you walk by me, and I think everyone would agree. You walk by me, you're like, I want to fucking hit that guy with a stick.
well, you gravitate towards confrontation. You have you always try to start fights with people.
No, but I am like a magnet for confrontation. It feels like
Mm-hmm.
sometimes, and it's everybody else's fault and not mine.
Well, the guy with the stick, he didn't fight, but he did get his ass beat a couple minutes later. All those guys on the mopeds who hang out doing Uber Eats, they ganged up on him and fucked him up. They jumped him because I think he hit one of their mirrors with the stick. So the moped
yeah.
boys, in between deliveries, just fucked him up.
The moped boy is so polite when they drop your food off, and then they get on that moped and they flip the switch, bro.
They have one job. It's getting from point A to B, and if you interfere with that, it's over.
Yeah, bro. That's why, like, a door, never gonna stop a guy from walking into Joey's apartment to hand him his food.
He had a job and he got it done.
All right. Well, if anyone has a gun, use it responsibly.
Drop in the comments what you would want on a t-shirt, and I'm going to try to convince Joey to make merch, but maybe not. But I just want to know what you guys are thinking. Mendoza line, the entire roster for the Dodgers, name by name, first and last, in order. Things like that.
Let us know in the comments. Thoughts, concerns, questions, and subscribe and leave a 5-star review and comment. And tell your friends or something. Bye.